Good morning, card beauties. RJ back with another video. So let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day from 1975. The home run leaders card. Got this one in a PSA 7. I've said this before many times, but I will repeat myself right now. I'm always looking on the bay for slab cards of Mike Schmidt. My preference is to get only PSA 9 or 10 graded cards and never to spend more than $20 in so doing. Because there's all the different off-brands, all the different inserts and parallels, and a lot of the forgotten inserts, people get them slabbed up thinking, oh my gosh, I got a great card, and they realize nobody cares so much about slabbed inserts and things like that. They want, people who slab their cards want the valuable ones, not the penny cards. So eventually those all come down to like really low prices. Now this is a 7, but since it is from 1975, a nice vintage era card, I figured that for under 20 bucks, getting a PSA 7 of the home run leaders card, which contains 2 Hall of Famers. I'm going to predict Dick Allen will get in this year. Wasn't a bad investment for less than 20 bucks. So that is my random Mike Schmidt item of the day. My random baseball item of the day. I like to look through my cards, my old cards that you would never bother to look through because their cards aren't worth anything. Every once in a while, I'll pick up my 1990 Donruss set and go through it just for fun. Today, I was thumbing through my 1993 Bowman card, and I came across 2 cards that made me smile. Todd Van Poppel and Brian Taylor. These 2 cards are great examples of the fact that we tend to, if you're a modern collector, the modern collector is all about the rookies. What rookie is going to, take hold and become worth $1 million? Who's that one rookie who is so highly touted he's a can't miss prospect? So these 2 guys were 2 of the most highly touted pitchers ever. Brian Taylor especially. He was a surefire can't miss prospect. They signed him to an obscene deal when the Yankees signed him. Van Poppel with the A's. I don't think he was signed to an obscene deal. The A's couldn't afford it, but both of these guys were can't-miss prospects that missed big. Todd Van Poppel hung around a little longer than Brian Taylor did, but both of them ended up far shorter than the scouts predicted or the sabermetric guys, what have you. It wasn't pretty. So it's always another cautionary tale to you modern collectors who are desperately seeking the next rookie to cash in on. It ain't that easy. Today's trivia question. Let me reset my card holder there. At the end of the 1956 season, so in December of 1956, the Dodgers decided that Jackie Robinson was getting older, and they decided to trade him. So they actually traded Jackie Robinson to the Giants. Now, Jackie refused to accept the trade and retired. This is back well before free agency, obviously, so players had no say where they ended up. Jackie did not feel like playing for the New York Giants, so he simply retired. My question to you is, who did the Dodgers originally receive as a trade for Jackie Robinson? They got somebody in return, but the deal was obviously negated once Jackie refused to go and he retired. The deal fell through. But who was that player that the Dodgers got in return for Jackie Robinson? So send me an email. What you're playing for? Awesome. Steve Carlton O-Peachy card. Legendary Phillies pitcher on an O-Peachy. That's what you're playing for. If you can correctly answer that question, again, send me an email with the correct answer. I will include my email in the description below, along with a repeat of that question You will have today and tomorrow to answer. We will pick a winner on Sunday, all right? Good luck to everybody on that question. Today's, what I want to show off, I was picked up a couple sets off the bay, started trying to finish up this run of certain insert sets that I wanted to do for a while. Not too long ago, I showed off the final Donruss 3x5 All-Star set that I needed to have that complete run. I have every 3x5 issue Donruss ever released from 1983 all the way to, I believe, 88 was the last one, but I have all of those All-Star cards. Talked before about having all of the Drake's Cakes cards from 1981 through 1988. I have the full run of those sets. Starting to go back and pick up these sets as well. This one is the 1990 Topps All-Star Glossy inserts, highlighting the 1988 players. You can see the glossy glow a little bit. I'm trying to get it to come up on camera. There it is. That's where the camera sees it. So your 1990 All-Star Glossies, because you can see the copyright down here is 1990. These, if you know your baseball cards, were typically issued one per rack pack. That's how these came in. They'd be like center of the 3-panel rack pack. One of these cards would be sitting there. That's how you would acquire these. It featured the All-Stars, the starting All-Stars of the previous year's All-Star game. That's why this one said 1989. And if you think about it, the reason that it's 1989 is because it came out in 1990. So it had to show the 1989 team, and the manager of the 1989 team would have been the manager of the 1988 World Series. So you're kind of looking back 2 years in history when you get these sets at the manager cards. Anyway, so Tommy Lasorda, having been manager of the World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers, was the manager of the 1989 All-Star team on this card, which came out in 1990. Wrap your head around that for a second, guys. Tommy Lasorda, Will Clark was your starting first baseman. Ryan Sandberg at second, Howard Johnson at third, Ozzie Smith at short. In your outfield, you had Kevin Mitchell in left, Eric Davis in center, Tony Gwynn in right. And then your catcher was Benito Santiago. Your starting pitcher was Rick Russell. And then they had an honorary captain that year, Don Drysdale. This is back in the 1989 All-Star game. I think Drysdale died soon after. Maybe not right away after, but I know Don Drysdale died, I think, early 1990s. Anyway, that was your National League starting group. For the American League, Tony La Russa was manager. Mark McGwire at first. Julio Franco at second. Wade Boggs at third. Cal Ripken at short. Bo Jackson was at left, Kirby Puckett in center, Ruben Sierra in right, and your catcher was Terry Steinbach. Dave Stewart was your starting pitcher, and the honorary captain at the American League side was Carl Yastrzemski. So that is from 1990. I still think I need one or two more of these insert sets. They run about $20, $25. Sometimes more. They're just hard to find in a complete set. Usually you'll find individual cards selling for like anywhere between $1 and $5. But that is that. The other thing I picked up, almost identical, is Topps also released, and I don't know where these were available through, but the exact same looking set, but they started doing rookie dedication sets. So this says 1987 Rookies. It is actually released, again, a year later from 1988. And it highlights some of the star rookies from the previous year, hence the 1987 designation. The Topps issued this set from 1987, so a year, this is the second year set, from 1987 through 1991. So there are 5 years of this product. I don't know how it was distributed. I'm assuming it might have been also in rack packs. So you got an all-star or a rookie, but don't quote me on that. Maybe one of each was in there. Don't know. But here were the star rookies as Topps saw it from the 1987 season as produced in 1988 cards. So Billy Ripken, Ellis Burks, Mike Greenwell, he was all that in a bag of chips back in that day. Dwayne Bruce, Devon White, had a great career. Fred Manrique, Mike Henneman, a lot of these guys, you know, we don't know. Matt Noakes was another guy who had he was a huge prospect. I think he actually hit like 27 or 28. He had a big sophomore year, just knocked out a ton of home runs, and then never came close to matching that production ever again. Total bust, but you know, he started out like a flash of brilliance, never lived up to it. Matt Noakes, Kevin Seitza, B.J. Surhoff, Casey Candell. I believe it's Casey Candell, who had a mom who was one of the All-American girl baseball players. Don't quote me on that. Randy Myers, one of the Nasty Boys eventually. Mark McGuire, obviously. Luis Polonia, Terry Steinbach, Mike Dunn, Al Pedrique. Never heard of Al Pedrique. But here he is, a highly touted rookie from 1987. Benito Santiago, Benny. He actually had a year with the Phils. Kelly Downs, barely remember the name, Kelly Downs. Joe McGrain, Jerry Brown, never heard of Jerry Brown. And then Jeff Musselman, who is actually from a town I went to school in called Doylestown, Pennsylvania. So that is your All-Star Rookies. So these two sets, again, there are several of them out there that I'm trying to acquire and just to say I have the whole run of all the sets of those All-Stars and the rookies. Again, I think the All-Stars, I only need one more. And there were 8 of those All-Star sets. And there were only 5 of the rookie sets. So I'm going to try over the next year to finish up those runs. Since I'm starting to do that, I'm starting to finish up runs of various sets like that, because RJ does collect sets after a while. After all. Anyway, appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed that video, please consider like, subscribing, commenting, all that jazz. I really do appreciate your support as I try my best to support everyone else in this great card community, all right? Come back again Wednesday and Friday for more. Thanks for watching. Take care.